Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time for you to align and have yourself one of the best days of your week because you are tuning in to the high vibrational energy of Manifesting Miracles with me, Michelle Juanita Lamont, a manifestation master, author, speaker, and podcast host and YouTuber. So let's get started talking about the things that we have to talk about, the discussions that we need to have, and most importantly, the topic of should you manifest when you're depressed? Well, first, let's just get into it. My name is Michelle Juanita Lamont, and I am a manifestation master, author, speaker, and professional speaker and coach. So I am now an award-winning podcast host and YouTuber, so I invite you to align yourself with your energy, your guides, your angels, your spirit, the higher self, the cosmic currency, and the ancestral energy that is here for you to create and align yourself in the best way possible. You see, we are all here. We're all here together. We all share the bond of being on this planet together, and we are all the creators of our reality. And if you don't agree with that fact, then you really are missing out on understanding how to manifest things into your reality, because it is so important for you to align yourself in a higher state of being, in a place where you feel like the universe is your best friend. It loves you. It does. It loves you. I call the universe God. Everybody has their own definition of what they believe it is. For me, it is God. And so I refer to it, but please don't feel like that's a religious thing. It is simply a way for me to acknowledge that there is a higher creator being that is aligning all of our desires. And we came here with the intention of creating things in this world. That's what people are getting so wrong. And I want to make sure that you understand and that you really focus in on this aspect of your journey. You see, you came here with a team of light. You are a light being. And you have every opportunity in the world to create and manifest things into your reality. But you see, there's all these biases. The biases range from how we were brought up, where we were brought up, the country, okay? The mentality of your family, the mentality of your friends, the education, the background, what society has told you about yourself. What society has told you about aligning yourself with a higher being, what society has told you about having yourself put into situations and places that people that look like you or act like you or have the same background as you don't normally go. People who stand out in a crowd are just opening up the door for everybody else. Before there was women empowerment, there was some woman who had to stand up and say, this won't work. And so you might be the person in your family who is here on a celestial journey to end all the suffering and all the karmic energy and all of the low vibration. And that can tend to feel depressing. So if you are one of the people who are in your ancestral bloodline, who are here to align yourself with the best version of yourself and to let you be the creator of your reality and break those long time karmic bonds that nobody else in your celestial family has a way to break, it causes you to be down. It causes you to feel depressed. It causes you to not feel like you. How do we have emotions? What exactly is that? Well, emotions are basically your thoughts manifested in reality. You understand? So every emotion is attached to a thought, and even a thought will then have a thought. So as we try to understand this emotional scale and why we're manifesting and what we're manifesting, I want you to understand that you are always manifesting. Okay, you are always manifesting, and because you're always manifesting, you are actually doing it whether you're happy or sad. So let's just discuss what it is to manifest when we're in a lower vibrational state as opposed to what we like to call depression. So I've written down, so I'm going to read them off. the emotional scale, because it's 1 to 22. So I want you to sit back, and if you're feeling a little out of sorts, if the blues have been staying a little bit longer than they should, or you're just now understanding that you've been blue for many years. You see, before I attempted suicide, um, I did not understand that I was in a depressed state. I didn't understand what was going on. It actually just became my personality. So, in order for us to identify this, I think the emotional scale is important to examine and to understand. And once you understand the emotional scale, I think that you're going to really see where you can shift and where you can evolve yourself and where you can grow. So let's just start at the very first, and we're going to go all the way down to the last. And then I'm going to tell you 3 ways to improve this and help you manifest in a higher vibrational state. But most importantly, where you are is okay. Where you are is okay. Where you are is okay. You are loved, you are blessed, you are protected. You are loved, you are blessed, you are protected. You are loved, you are blessed, and you are protected. And I want you to understand how powerful you are. Where you are right now is not where you're going. This is just a state. This is just where you are right now. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the emotional scale. All right, so let's get into it. First, it's going to be joy. Then it's going to be passion. Then enthusiasm, beliefs, optimism, hopefulness, content, boredom, frustration, overwhelmed. Next is worry. Then you go right into blame. Then you reduce your ability to attract more positive things because you go from blame to discouragement, then to anger, then to revenge, then to hate, then to jealousy, and then the lowest on the very bottom of the vibrational scale, guilt and shame. Now, I want to remind you that emotions and thoughts are connected. There is a reason why you are emotionally attached to thinking of this over and over and over again. You're just repeating that same vibration, that same vibration. And so even if it was something that upset you, maybe even last year, and you don't even realize that you're still manifesting in that energy, I want to help you separate from that and move into a different vibrational place. So the first thing that I want to remind you is that you're always manifesting. From the second that you wake up till the minute that you go to sleep, and even when you're astroplaning in your sleep off to Never Never Land, you are constantly manifesting. Everything that you think of carries a vibration, and even those vibrations then emanate new vibrations. So the first thing to do is to reach for the very next best thought. Okay? You've probably had read some self-help books, and they're probably going to give you the similar advice, but I want you to understand that on the emotional scale, there is a measurable emotional scale number, a frequency that you are now emanating out into the universe. And so if this vibration is, let's say, let me look at the scale, because the scale is 1 to 22, all right? From joy all the way down to shame. So if you were at passion and you move down to enthusiasm and you want to get back up to passion, you're going to have to change one single thought for 7 days. And then once you get past the 7 days, you're going to continue for another 7, and then you're going to continue for another 7, because it takes 21 days to change and make a new habit. That means your amygdala has to fire differently in the frontal cortex in order for you to start manifesting differently. So it's too big of a stretch to go from shame, 22, all the way to joy. I don't care who you are. Sorry, not going to happen. And if anybody tells you that you can just snap right out of it, they're lying, they're frustrated, they're annoyed, and they're not being very, very good to you. I'm asking you to just slowly inch your way up this vibrational scale. So what I would encourage you, what I would really love of you, what I think would work best is if you could just move yourself up one level. That's it. Can we go one level? Because if we could go just one level, if we can go from guilt and shame to jealousy, you've done a lot. You've done a lot. And don't judge what the emotion is, judge the action. For 7 days, you were able to align your energy to a higher dimensional vibrational place from shame to jealousy. And in anybody else's standard, this may not be good, but I'm telling you, as a manifestation coach, someone who has manifested celebrities, her dream home, a life that I never thought I would ever have on the very dark, depressed days when I was constantly over and over again contemplating suicide. Now, I have a lot of episodes that tell you how to raise your vibrational energy, but I wanted to specifically talk about this depression and manifesting, because I seem, unfortunately, to be getting more and more emails about people becoming more and more depressed in this country and how they're feeling and stuff. And so I really wanted to make sure that no matter what that I do here, that I address you guys who read my newsletter, who have downloaded my ebook, who has booked a one-on-one call with me, or has joined one of my courses, taken one of my classes, or even seen me speak or suggest that I get hired for their company's events to be speaking at. Or if you're a long-time listener and you've listened to all of my episodes over and over and over again, and my dog's about to drink water because I'm here in my kitchen. So excuse the dog lapping water noise. But it's important for you to hear this and hear this well. When I say that you're the creator of your reality, you're the creator of your reality in every state of being. Not when we're just happy, not when you're doing well. You see, when I was very, very, very dark and depressed, and or even just not even all the way down to the scale of hate and revenge, when even just a couple of weeks ago, even for my birthday, the universe, one of the things that I always say is, the universe, please remove from my life anyone that is not for my highest good. And then I do a cutting of the cords energy practice where I remove them energetically from my life so they can no longer attach their cords and get my good juju, my good energy. No. From knowing me, from being around me, you're probably wondering, who am I talking to? This is just how I talk. I'm usually doing these podcasts, with my eyes closed in my room. So I'm pretending that I'm talking to you, the audience, instead of looking straight ahead, because I don't know what's wrong. I'm trying. So my point was that no matter where you are in your energetic scale, 1 to 22, you're always manifesting. And I want you to understand that, okay, so one of the things that I was talking about my birthday, and so one of the things was that I always ask my higher self, my guides, God, my angels, in my journals and in my prayer, is to please remove anything, anyone, or any situation that is preventing me from reaching as many people as possible. And then if they're not good for me, if they're not validating me, if they're not for my highest good, if they're here taking and stealing my energy, I cut the cords. And somebody horrible, this horrible human being, tried to sabotage my birthday. Okay. This person is, my girlfriends and I had already discovered that she was a liar a while back ago, probably 2 years ago. But when you love your friend, you're like, all right, maybe she's just a storyteller. Maybe she's just not very truthful. She had lied about crazy stuff, about dating celebrities' brothers, about being on celebrities' planes, and all this kind of crazy stuff. Well, she wasn't getting the attention she wanted from me or whatever it was. And she starts trying to change my birthday plans, my own birthday plans. So this whore of a woman, I'm just kidding, this lovely divine being didn't like the answers that I was giving. So she legitimately, this actually happened to me. She sends me a text message and says, fine, if you don't like the way that I'm doing things, I have now canceled your birthday cake. Who cancels a custom-made birthday cake. And then I've also canceled the dinner reservations, the karaoke, blah, 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 like every single thing, all the things that she was doing to celebrate me on my birthday, she had canceled. Why? Because she wasn't getting the attention? Where on the emotional scale was she, and what was she hoping to achieve? She was hoping to get me into worry, into fear, into discouragement, into anger, and even into revenge. Luckily, all of my other friends were very level-headed, and they said, she's crazy. She's a psychopath. Who would do that? What kind of person would cancel a birthday cake? And so instead of me going all the way down the emotional scale, it hit me hard because this was somebody I cared about. And this is somebody that I thought was somebody who's here for me. And she really just wasn't. She was only just here for herself. And so it got me into a little bit of a depression state for my birthday. And I would say, looking at the scale, I went from enthusiasm about my birthday and all my friends flying in, I would say all the way down to worry, which is pretty long scale, because she had shipped these used, nasty shoes to my house. Like, she buys used shoes with sweat stains and scuffed up bottoms, and she wanted them shipped back. And I just didn't want people at my house. So I was like, fine, I'll find a place for you to pick up these nasty, gross shoes. I don't know why anybody would buy shoes with sweat stains in them, but there you go. And so she did this. And so she was like, I want these shoes. And if I don't get these shoes back from you that I've shipped to your house, I'm going to send a Colombian drug lord for a Colombian necktie. So she basically threatened to kill me and my dogs without saying she was threatening to kill me and my dogs. And so this little situation started to drag me down. It started to get me depressed. It started to get me sad. But then I had to move up the emotional scale from worry to overwhelmed. And as soon as I said it, I started to make a plan. Because when we do that, when we can move from one slot on that emotional scale to the next slot on the emotional scale, to the next slot, to the next slot, to the next slot, and if you have the time to go 7 days and then 7 days and then 7 days, you are going to find out how powerful it is to know about the emotional scale, and how powerful it is for you to move into a forward direction, for you to move into a high vibrational place. Because if you're going to try to go from shame to joy, you're going to fail every single time. But if you try to go from shame to jealousy, from jealousy to hate, from hate to revenge, from anger to blame, from blame to worry, from worry to overwhelmed, from overwhelmed to frustrated, from frustrated to bored, from bored to content, then to hopeful, then to optimism, then to belief, then to enthusiasm, then to passion, then you will hit the joy button, the joy button, the joy button, the joy button. And when you do that, oh my God, just moving up the vibrational scale, you will understand what a powerful creator can do. Now, the last and the third tip that I'm going to give you when you're manifesting, when you're not in your highest state of being, is to journal. I went from that worried to overwhelmed. And then I came up with a plan, and all of my friends around me were like, we got a plan. We're going to find this place. We're going to take all of her sweaty, stinky shoes and her dirty clothes everything was used. It was so weird. Anyway, to a location and have it picked up so she doesn't have to be around us. We can install ring cameras so we can go and enjoy ourselves while we're here in Florida for your birthday. We're going to put triple locks on everything, and you can have a pet sitter come and stay at the house when we're away. So we came up with all these things to go from worry to being overwhelmed to being frustrated. We skipped right past boredom to content. Now, would I have rather celebrated my birthday with the joy that it had started with? Yes. But when I was journaling and I was writing through these things and emotions and trying to understand how I got to this place with this person, I realized that I had already asked for it. I had asked for everything and everyone and every situation to be removed from my life. You see, there is no wasted suffering, my love. There just isn't. And in order for us to manifest in the vibrational scale of optimism, hopefulness, content, we have to also release these lower vibrational beings and states. So I wouldn't suggest that you necessarily go and start trying to manifest a different reality when you are trying to align yourself with a better job, a better relationship, a better roommate, a different opportunity for yourself, whatever. Okay. That to me is the very best explanation of how we manifest when we are in a lower vibrational state. And let me tell you something, the most common energy on the planet is shame and guilt and fear. And those are the lowest vibrational points. And because our society dwells in, creates in, lives in, drives in, speaks in, vibrates in, and manifests in such low dimensional energy, it is very natural that the people around you, when you have a big circle, is because you're in a very dark place. You're in a place where everybody around you wants to complain and everybody around you has some sort of, they want something, or it isn't just like pure love and clarity and joy. So once you have moved up, maybe if you can go from guilt and shame to jeopardy to hate, and now you're in the revenge stage, that is a much better place to be manifesting in than to try to manifest when you're in shame and guilt and fear, because you're going to be calling in things that you then are going to have to clean up energetically later. So I would journal and I would focus on just trying to move up that emotional scale a little bit, and then move up a little bit, and then move up a little bit, and then move up a little bit. And then when you're done with 3, you can try another 3 and another 3. And then maybe in a couple of weeks, you can see clearly. You can see the sun shining a little bit more. You can feel the energy of the universe. You can understand that you are the creator of your reality. And it is time to now call in your angels. It is now time to call in your guides. It is now time to be in a better vibrational state. And that's when you want to book your call with me. You see, I offer free 15-minute calls once a week. And I help you. I suggest a book. Perhaps it's a different podcast to listen to. Perhaps it's something to meditate on. Perhaps it's a crystal to use. Perhaps it's just a shoulder to listen. And then I also have problem solving calls where you can sit down and email me ahead of time what it is that you're working on, so I know this information and we can use that time to actually work on creating some solutions. I am solution oriented. We cannot be problem oriented and solution oriented. Say it with me. I cannot be both problem oriented and solution oriented. I have to make a choice. So if you're in the decision-making, problem-solving timeline, or you don't know how to get there, or you have a loved one in your life, and I get these all the time. My son sent me the podcast. My aunt sent me the podcast. My mother, my daughter. When you guys are sharing this, you don't know how many people those people are then sharing it with, and raising the vibration of the planet is your number one goal, is to elevate the consciousness. And so when you're in that vibrational state of being, what happens is that when you don't know how to get out of it, I can be a solution. You can book a 1 hour or a 90-minute call with me. We can do 6 weeks worth of coaching, 90 days and 6 months. And then I offer group live courses. Now in these courses, I cannot, and I don't do a good enough job of talking about how powerful these courses are according to my students. When they join these classes, they're like, oh my God, I had no idea how much I needed it and how much I loved it. And the next big class, I only take 12 students in this one. It's called Alignment Exposed. And this was my original course that I created and that I have updated every single year. So why would you go into 2023 with all of the skills and the information that held you back in 2022? And if this is 2025 and you're listening to this, please sign up for one of my courses. And if you're in another country, I'm going to be offering digital courses very, very soon, so you can be able to do it at your own time and your own pace. But Alignment Exposed is every Sunday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it is a 6-week course with one-on-one coaching and group coaching. So every week we will meet together for 1 hour a week. And we will meet as a group 2 hours a week, and we are going to create a plan for you to succeed in this timeline. We're going to remove all your limiting blocks. We're going to channel in. We're going to help you find your tribe. You are going to become the highest and the best version of yourself, because we are not going to leave any stone unturned. We're going to figure it out together. And I really highly suggest that you sign up for this class. All you have to do is do a $100 deposit and say Alignment Exposed, or you can pay the whole amount. You can go to my website, michellejlamont.com, 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 and dive deep. I've got blogs and tons of information. I have a bi-monthly newsletter, and if you sign up for my bi-monthly newsletter, you automatically get my ebook for free. So why wouldn't you do this? So let me tell you something. I love you with all my heart. I want you to hear this. I'm so proud of you, because no matter how bad you felt, you still hit play today. No matter how hard the day was, you chose yourself today. No matter what was going on in your world, you chose a higher state of being, even for just 25 or 30 minutes. Please listen to another podcast if you're in this state. Please book a call with me. Please share this podcast with 5 people, but most importantly, go into iTunes or to my website and write a review. There's somebody right now who's teetering on whether or not they should invest in themselves. And you can, and there will be hundreds of testimonies soon on my website with all the information. But I can tell you right now, with an honest and a full heart, I have a huge list of clients who recommend me to everybody because they didn't know how to get from where they are to where they want to be. And then the bullshit factor, it stops here. This is a solution-oriented way to manifest. We have to dive deep, do that shadow work, figure it out, and then launch into what is best for us. And I highly encourage you to please go to my website and check it out, to just listen to one of these podcasts each and every single day, and to elevate yourself, because you are worthy, you are worthy, you are worthy, and you came here with a whole team of light to help you manifest things into your reality. And when you got off track, they said, fuck it, find Michelle J. Lamont. And then I appeared. And I appeared with the highest version of me that I could. And I keep pushing myself. I take courses. I have coaches. I read books. I continue my education, because it's important for me to feel like I am giving you everything that I can. I love you. 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 And nobody understands how much I believe in you, but I believe in you. And I want you to believe in you the way that I see you, the way that God sees you, the way that your angels and your guides see you, because you are worth everything. And it's time for you to get yours. So, producers, it's time to wrap up. My dress keeps falling down. Sorry, guys. Producers, it is time for us to wrap up. So let's cue that music. My name is Michelle Juanita Lamont, and you've been listening to Manifesting Miracles, the podcast that makes manifesting a snap. And it's time for you to go out and manifest your miracle today.